For this week's classwork, you have two choices to complete by Friday, February 19th. The first one, if you click on number 1, takes you to a drawing exercise of negative space. The object is to identify the spaces in and around your subjects and draw only those. You're going to want to use the resources provided. You can print off or draw on paper just by looking at your iPad. You can use, like I said, paper, or you can open and draw in any of the art app. There are 6 options. You need to complete 2 of them. So there are 2 different subjects for you to choose from, and you can mix and match however you'd like. There are 3 levels of difficulty. So I'll leave it up to you as to how you sort that all out. Of the 6, then you're choosing 2. Take a look at the examples and the directions on the next couple of slides and complete the reflection questions and attach yours after that. So this style of drawing involves drawing the shapes but not the actual subjects, which is sort of hard to describe. And you may feel like you are still drawing the shapes of the subjects themselves, because of course you kind of are. But you may recall recently I was describing drawing simple shapes rather than drawing, looking at the outline of a subject and drawing a contour line following, like I was using the example of my hand and drawing by using your eyes and tracing that along the edge of my hand, and then doing that same thing with my pencil on the paper. So what you're doing here is you might be tracing along the edge of the stick, in this case, with your eyes, but you're really defining the space, the negative space, and concentrating on that. So fooling yourself into concentrating on that space rather than the stick or the subject. Because sometimes the subject can be distracting, can have too much texture or pattern or details or a number of things. And focusing on the negative space could be a solid background or something else that is easier to focus on, or less complicated in some other way. So this is something that takes practice and a lot of concentration. Sometimes it's just challenging. The video there embedded in this slideshow link has me showing you how to do that, walking through, and there's a finished product. So please watch that. You really need to concentrate on what you see, which is different than what you know. And what that means is that, like, think of maybe a time when somebody was put you on the spot and said, hey, draw a tree or a Christmas tree. And maybe you felt pressured, or you had time limitations or whatever, and you just really quick drew a tree, and you did what you know is a tree, which maybe looked like one of those lollipop trees, or the Christmas tree just had like a pointy top and then those triangle sides. So that looks, of course, nothing like a real tree looks, but it looks like what we know trees look like, right? Like mostly round if they're not an evergreen, and, roughly round. And if they're a Christmas tree, they're mostly triangular like that, like an evergreen. But that's not what they really look like. So really look at what you see, because like if you're drawing those scissors, they're hardly ever in a position where you're looking at them straight on, or at a certain angle, or perfectly open at the right angle for you to see. Draw what you really see. Okay, that's a challenge, and it's very difficult to do. All right, so here, this is why I mentioned scissors, by the way, because here is the option that you have: sticks or scissors. One is man-made, one is natural. So you may want to pick one of each, but you don't have to. It's totally up to you. Choose any 2 of the 6 images to complete for this classwork choice. You may find one more challenging than another for a variety of reasons. I'm going to just let you choose. Okay? So obviously the more complicated ones are the ones with more subjects that break up the space much more challengingly. So, just some basic reminders. Please draw the space. Don't trace anything. That's defeating the purpose and will be very obvious. That includes, like, if you bring it into digital apps and then just trace over your drawing. If it's exactly perfect, everyone will know. So just be obvious. Okay, and then there's the reflection questions for that one. Okay, so if we go back to, let's see. Gosh. Where is there it is. Sorry about that. The second option is the MC Escher video radial design. So this is just a short video about MC Escher with radial design, and also he is a positive, negative space just master, and he manipulated that amazingly. So this is what the slide looks like when you first get there. You're going to go access the link to the Google form on Schoology. When you get there to your Schoology section and click on it, this is what appears. Okay, it's a Google form. It's got the embedded video, and then it's got questions. Okay, so your grade is going to be derived directly from that. Okay, you'll get instant feedback from those multiple choice questions. And then I hope you noticed that it says, when you're done, take a screenshot of your submission saying that you're done and upload that to Schoology. That'll make you appear on the Schoology notifications. Okay, so that is, oh gosh, there it goes. Keeps hiding on me. Those are your 2 classwork options for this week, due Friday the 19th.